Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. How's everybody doing? You guys are funny. Okay. Just one second. I'm looking at everything I got up. Okay, there we go. Page 3. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, I wanted to make sure I had everything up I needed. How's everybody doing, Coco? Coco's ready to see something. Okay, I see I thought I put some eyeball emojis on here. Okay, guys, let's get to it. I just look, some of you guys had some questions the other day, and I said, you know what? I'm all about clearing the air, so let's clear some air. Some of you guys, I know that some of you think that Rickey is lying. I do think some lies are being told, but I don't think everything is an untruth. I think that there was some truth to this story, but like I said, I think that there's some things that they're not telling us, okay? There's some things they did not tell us, okay? But as far as that, we don't know the whole entire story, right? So that's what I was kind of more curious about. Because some of you guys were like, they probably didn't even really take a DNA test. That's probably not true. Well, there was a DNA test. Okay. There was actually, so let me speak from the perspective of there was a case filed in Jefferson County, Alabama. Okay, for child support. Girl, this is embarrassing. Okay. This is very much giving embarrassing. All right. I would have been embarrassed. Now, let me explain to you a couple of things. Let me go. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Girl. Hold on. Okay. I was about to say, Lord, please let me still have access. Okay. Where is this little picture real quick? Um Has everyone hit the like button yet? Let me see. I guess she took that little it might be too late. Okay. Ma'am had a picture up of the girls graduating from kindergarten, but I guess she took it down because it had the last name on it. Well, oh well. We already had it though. Okay, the little kindergarten picture with Alyssa and Allison Singleton. Well, now Rickey's calling them Smiley. Did you guys catch that? Who watched Rickey Smiley or who listened to Rickey Smiley the other day and he introduced the girls as Smiley? Maybe we should listen to that first. Hold on, let me pull this up. Sir is on that cap. Let's look at that first. Let's hear how he introduces the kids and we're going to get into it. Let me see. Okay, so he had the kids on the show I think on Monday and you can't see them, but you can hear them. I think he probably works from home and maybe has a home studio. So he had the girls up real late and he had them on the radio show in the morning. Let's listen to this real quick and then we'll talk about but he calls the girls Smiley now, but their name um had been on their little school certificates. It said Singleton when she posted them. Let me see if I can find that. I think she might have taken it down. She might have archived it. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's hear what he had to say about these kids.
That God restore, that God will fix. You know what I'm saying? And I found out about those about my girls, man. I immediately went into action, did all the right things, made all the right moves, did what I had to do, did what I was supposed to do. My daughter's mother is absolutely awesome, a great, respectful woman. And we're not gonna get into somebody stand up in church and say they got a new car. Why can't you just shout for the new car? Why can't you just shout for that person don't have to walk to church anymore or walk or ride the bus to work? Why do you need to know how he or she got the car? And it's a certain demographic of people that don't care about stuff like that. But some people look at it as strictly.
Let me stop real quick. Why did I need to know? Can we answer that question? Why did I need to know you got a new car? What made you think I cared, right? A snack and a meal? You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't 1955. You got a new car and what? You had 2 more babies and what about it? You're the one who bought it up to us. Nobody cared. They're 2 different things, but at the end of the day, I have some neighbors up the street that bought home a baby. You think I went and knocked on their door? Girl, it's not that I didn't care. It really wasn't any of my business. Now, if they wanted to go ahead and post it in the neighborhood newsletter and there was some, you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't post it in the neighborhood newsletter. Now, my neighbors down the street, let me tell you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because someone might have got a slingshot around the corner, you know, one of those Polaris slingshots, girl, I didn't go knock on the door and say, ooh, praise God, you just got a slingshot. Girl, slingshots in the neighborhood. Girl, slingshots been in the neighborhood, okay? Why am but when you put it in the neighborhood newsletter, then we're going to talk about it, sir. You called us to tell us. You called, right, Justin's mom? He called to tell us about it. So now we're going to talk about it. Stop it, sir. Ma'am got all her, I'm trying to find my phone. I don't know what I did with my phone. I went into the kitchen to get a snack, not a meal. I went to get a little snack. Girl, I'm hungry. I was running my mouth on the phone, didn't eat anything. So I went, got myself a little snickety snack and put my phone down and can't find it. But I know ma'am had the twins on here with a pre-K. I know I have the picture, but ma'am had the kids from their kindergarten. Hold on. The kids' kindergarten pictures were on here with Singleton, the babies. The babies have, let me tell you this, okay? Miss Neal over here, Miss Neal, okay? Miss Neal has her name is Neal, and these girls' name is Singleton. The big girl right here, the oldest, her name is Singleton, right? Now, these girls' name was Singleton. Rickey Smiley introduced them the other day as Smiley Kids, okay? Now, has he changed their name? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know yet for sure, so I can't really say. But what I can say is this, she had them, their name was sitting up there as Singleton. So they had the same name as their big sister. Now, Nehemiah, can y'all see this? Yes, Nehemiah's name is not Singleton. It's something else. Okay. Alecia got job, her whole job badge on the internet and involved in a scandal. Okay. Okay. Where is that picture? I guess they took it down, but everybody has it where they're sitting there with their little certificates and it says their names and it has Singleton. Maybe she didn't realize what she had done and she went ahead and took it down. But it's too late. It's too late, sis. Anywho, I don't know how she worked that out to give these little girls the same name as this little girl, because that's not the father. And then that man who was on Instagram, Mr. Nehemiah, yeah, he's not the father either. Who's Singleton? He's the daddy to the tall girl, the oldest daughter. Now, who was he to her? I'm not really sure if that was her husband or was that just her boyfriend, because, girl, she had a child support paternity thing with him too. Okay. For Miss Ma'am up here, the one who's going at it with Nyla in the comments. Okay. Miss Ma'am next to the mother is the eldest daughter. Her name is Singleton. So Singleton passed away. That's what I heard, but I didn't want to say because I don't know for sure. I didn't know that, like, I didn't know that for my own knowledge. But I heard that. So Singleton is the daddy of the eldest daughter. Okay. How they had this man's name, because according to Rickey Smiley, these girls he thought belonged to Ma'am's boyfriend. If Ma'am had a boyfriend when she conceived these babies and his name is not Singleton, how are they Singleton? Okay. Remember when we used to do the first 100 days of school? Oh, y'all hearing me? So I don't know if she was married and had a boyfriend and had a side dude. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But somehow them girls got the name Singleton and now they're calling them Smiley. Okay, okay. Let me see what y'all are saying. Girl, at this point they can just keep Singleton, right? Child, low key, the eldest probably needs a DNA test too. She did get a DNA test for Mr. Singleton. Yes. So she knows who her daddy is. Yeah, she knows who her daddy is. I would assume. Based on what I read, let's see. I won't make this too long, but let me say this. I am just as full right now. I'm just so full right now. Y'all have no idea how long and tough this journey was. I worked my behind off to get where I am. My oldest daughter has walked this journey with me through 4 degrees, and I found out that I was pregnant with twins. I didn't know how I would make it. I thought that it was over for me, but God, constant prayer, my oldest daughter, my mother. Oh, okay, my mother. Hold on a second. Oh, she said, not today. Y'all not playing with me. Okay. Okay. She said, not today. My sister. Oh, her sister was in the comments too. My aunt and their support from watching the girls, getting them to and from daycare while I work and attend school. I made it. I couldn't have done it without them. My best friend has been my rock in my life as well. I bet she got to be the keeper of some secrets. Miss Glenda, girl, Miss Glenda Ann Woods, baby. Okay, your best friend, your rock. Okay, she must know some things. Thank you for your love and support, man. Y'all, this is a blessing. Not to mention, I finally have the position that I have worked towards and can spend more time with my kids and my family. I am just full of joy. Well, that's good. That's good. Okay. So that must have been, I don't know what she got. Did she get her BSN maybe? Maybe she got her BSN or her MSN. She said 4 degrees. So maybe she got a BSN or MSN, something, some advanced nursing degree. That's awesome. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go back to this real quick. Were y'all able to see that when I clicked on? Yes, you are. Okay. Let's go back here. I wonder when she told Ricky she was pregnant, did she say you may, I mean, if he was bussing her down with no protection, which obviously he had to be since they had kids, and he was sending out a double dose of very potent sperm to bust through her egg and make 2 identical babies, girl. Did Ricky pay for all those degrees? Girl, that's another good question. Let me find my phone too. Let me find my phone. Um, and I was just talking on it too. Okay. Right before I went live, I had to make a business call. Okay. Let's pivot back here and then so I did do some research yesterday. I did some research. I got on that good Alabama website for the public document search. What's it called? Alabama on demand public access to trial court records. It's the public search FOIA system that is not cheap. Okay. Um, baby, let me see what my search was. Hold on one second. Didn't I do a search? My purchase it, girl, and it's not cheap either. It's very much giving expensive. Um, Girl, I'm almost afraid to click on anything over here because let me tell you, this site is no joke. Okay, case search. My searches. Isn't it going to show me my searches? Mm, okay, it keeps giving me back to my report. Okay. Uh mm, okay, it's taking me back to case. Okay. Let me get back on track. Let me show you guys this and then I'm going to show you guys what you want to see, which is the case. There was a case filed in 2022 where ma'am filed against Mr. Nehemiah. I'm not going to use his last name, but it's public record, but I'm not going to use his last name. Okay. Because I hadn't seen it out here and I haven't found his social media. So I don't know if he uses his last name. So I'm not going to use it out of respect. Um, but we do know he came out here and did like a live stream to state his piece, right? But there was a case that was filed against Mr. Nehemiah for paternity, okay? And I will read you the petition for it when we come back. Let me let the rest of this play out and then we're going to get to it, okay? I think Ricky is confused about, girl, you think so? Instead of using a condom at his big age, he just wants to have more babies, and that's fine. Okay, let's see if we can get this to play. My StreamYard is not wanting to behave with me. All right, let's see. Please support this channel. Thank you, Jackson Tabasco. I appreciate you mentioning that. I think okay. She said he knew. Well, she said he was one of the first people he told she was pregnant. So that being said, okay, but that didn't necessarily mean the way she said that. I don't know. Maybe she did tell him she was pregnant, right? To your point and to her point, right? Did she tell him the baby was his, right? Because if she knew that the baby was his, girl, why would you file this in family court? Hello? Hold on. Why would you file that? Well, not that. File this. Petition to establish paternity and child support. If you knew that the baby was Ricky's, why would there be a need to file a petition to establish paternity and child support? Hello? Okay, we're gonna get to that in just a minute. But no, I don't buy. I maybe she did tell him that she was pregnant, but we don't know that she told him the baby was his. Maybe she didn't know. At the end of the day, she named those babies Singleton. That's the name of the man of the eldest kids. That's not even the name of Mr. Nehemiah. So she could have told Ricky she was pregnant. Ricky might have been like, "It's not mine. It's not mine. Check it out. Check it out. It's not mine. You know, I'm gonna help you if I got to, but that ain't my baby." Girl, you better know it. You better know it.
As strictly as how I said it, as a blessing. And I have them here with me this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, Allison and Alyssa Smiley. Good morning.
Good morning.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing this morning?
Good. Good.
Okay. What do y'all want to eat today? What are we eating today?
Did he say Allison and Alyssa Smiley? We're going to have to see if there was an official name change. Now, there, yes, sweet and cute. And I'm glad he spared them the photo op on that day and didn't have to drag him into his adult, very grown, messy business. Okay. She might have, you know what? Miss Neal might have said, you know what? I want all my kids to have the same name. Maybe she asked that man, look, I don't have a daddy for these kids because, girl, you know what I'm saying? Like, sir, can I use your name so all my babies can have the same last name? But now you don't mind them not having the same last name, do you? Do you? You don't mind them not having the same last name now that they got a rich baby daddy last name, huh? That's what I'm wondering. Now the babies are Alyssa and Allison Smiley. But they were Singleton, but none of those names are Nehemiah's name. Nehemiah's name is not that.
Cereal.
And what else were we eating for dinner?
Spaghetti.
All right. Would you like some pinto beans and cornbread?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know that's our favorite, right? They wake you up 3 o'clock in the morning, right? They want pinto beans and cornbread because daddy could put them Connecticut sausage up in there.
Come on,
and
man.
they good. We eat good every day, don't we?
Yeah.
So they talk at the same time, they pee at the same time. Everything when one got to pee, the other one got to pee. I'm running them different bathrooms where they could pee because they have to pee. Like they real twins, Rock.
Come on, dog. I remember when the first time you sent me a text message when you was making the announcement, and then I called you, and your voice, you was like a kid in the candy store, bro. It was so good just to hear you.
Can I just say, as a girl dad, I'm not a girl dad, I'm a girl mom. Can sir, I don't know that it's a good idea to talk about the bathroom habits of the young ladies. I'm just saying, I don't think he meant any harm, but sir.
Come, just see you back excited again when you got that news, man. So,
man, Smoking Norfolk told me, he said, God will give you peace that surpasses all understanding.
Come on, man.
Smoking Norfolk on the phone, hitting me with those scriptures, and Bishop Joseph Walker and Steve and Pastor Haynes and Pastor Kelvin Bryan and everybody that I call Pastor John King. I'm blowing the mic. Y'all stop. Be still.
I love it. God for 5-year-olds.
Yeah, she'll tell me some. Don't do that.
Yeah, they having a good time.
Yes, tell Auntie Brad, tell everybody good morning. Y'all understand?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, y'all.
We love you guys.
We love you too.
And I just really appreciate this opportunity. But I want to play this clip. And I had to tell all of my friends, all of my high school friends, all of my friends from college or whatever, we so quick to get caught up into the negative. One thing about this, haters gonna hate, bloggers gonna blog,
Amen.
Negative people gonna be negative. That's right. What they do. We don't argue with nobody. We don't owe nobody no explanation. We don't have to explain every single detail as to with anything. For me, here's the narrative, and that's why I came out with the story. Here's the narrative. God gave me double for my trouble. Now, if you want to know the details, you can go buy the book. You can go to RickySmiley.com and get the book at anywhere books are sold, and the book is going to help you. Don't just go straight to chapter 12. Why don't you just read the whole book and watch how it bless your life, and it's going to help you with your grief for the loved one that you lost. But Pastor E. Dewey Smith, my pastor in Atlanta, said something.
Let me tell you something. I bet you go to chapter 12 and it's probably nothing there. He wrote this book how long ago? And there's supposed to be something in chapter 12? Come on now. Stop it. You know how sometimes people sell a book and they'll tell you to go somewhere to go find the receipt, and you get there and it's like no receipt? Baby, stop. I am not. I said, you know what? I think I got about 7 credits on my Amazon. What is it? My girl. I got like 7 credits in my, it's not my Kindle, but whatever, my Amazon bookstore, whatever. Because I buy a credit every other month. I think I get like 1 or 2 credits every other month. Audible. Thank you, girl. My Audible credits. But I'm like, why am I gonna give up my credits for a book I actually want to read or listen to for just to pull a receipt on something where I almost feel like the receipt won't be there? Now, girl, is it a pamphlet? Stop it. How did I lose my phone, y'all? I was talking to someone on the phone, and baby, I put it down. I put that thing down. And where is it? Girl, I'm like, Lambo, Portia, did y'all take my phone? Now I got to go in the bedroom and get my other phone. And call it. Isn't that the worst when you got to call your phone because you literally put it down somewhere where it really did not belong? Girl, you lose your phone 2 times a day. It's like, hello, phone, where are you? Okay. I feel like I need to activate some magic for that phone too. I'm like, where is my phone? I need that picture receipt. I need the picture of the girls with their little certificate out the kindergarten saying Singleton on it. Maybe I can just go in my Dropbox. But that's going to take too long. Girl. Cuz I know it was on here. Did any of y'all go look at her Instagram? I know I did. They had that cute little picture. I think that picture showed up one too many times on the internet, and she was like, y'all will not keep taking this picture. Okay. Okay, let me let y'all finish to the rest of this, and then I'll be with y'all in just a minute. But yeah, Rickey Smiley is losing it at this moment. He is crashing out bad. If you're just now coming in, you lose your AirPods all the time, girl. Lambo officially ate one of my AirPods, so I only have one, and it still works. But I've been debating on buying a new pair. Because the sound is good, the audio is bad. So that's what I spend money on headphones for. I'll buy headphones for whatever price, but they have to be good for me to record with you guys. And the best ones are the ones that I have right now, my Shocks. I love these. So anyway, let me go find my phone, and I'm gonna let this play for you guys a little bit more. But he said Auntie Brat. He talked about them. He's getting used to being a daddy over there for some little young girls. He wanted us to know that they do everything in sync, even their pee-pee breaks, which I was like, sir, really? Do we really need to know that? And then he also introduced them as Alyssa and Allison Smiley. Okay. Oh, you'll see it on the paperwork. I don't even have to find it because on the paperwork, it says Allison Singleton and Alyssa Singleton. Mom's name is Neal. Big sister's name is Singleton. But the daddy's name was not Singleton. Mr. Nehemiah, his name isn't Singleton, boo-boo. So she gave them kids the same name as the other man who fathered the other kids, who's not on this earth anymore, who has left this world. Okay. Did Lambo say how he earpod tastes? Girl, luckily I got it from him because it had a battery in it. So thank God. He basically just crushed it. Let me tell you, a dog who's got some beautiful teeth. That's my dog Lambo. Oh, we know who the daddy is. We know who we know who the daddy is not. It's not Nehemiah. We know that because spoiler alert. Do you want me to give you a little spoiler alert ahead? So you know these girls are, hold on. Okay, here we go. I keep rolling to the wrong thing. Okay, here we go. So they're okay, twins, they're individuals, right? But look at this. Let me show you this. This is a little spoiler alert, okay? Can y'all see? No. Can y'all see? No, I'm just kidding. Now I know you can't, but okay. Y'all. Dismissed without prejudice. Okay. Complaint denied. Are we up here? Look, complaint denied. Dismissed without prejudice. Okay. And what was the complaint denied? By the family court. By the petition to establish paternity and child support. Miss Alecia Neal and Mr. Nehemiah. Okay. Which one? This is the one for Alyssa, but there's one for Allison because obviously they're two individuals, so they're establishing for two kids. But spoiler alert, which we all already know, is that it was denied and it was dismissed and it was denied without prejudice because of what? Because, sir, you were not the daddy, okay? Sir was not the daddy, okay? Hello? And that might not have been Nehemiah. That might have been Mr. Singleton. I don't know. I don't know enough about the relationship with Mr. Singleton and when he passed away. The people that know that Mr. Singleton has passed away, do you know when the circumstances were around his passing? Because I don't know anything about him. But the oldest girl's name is Singleton. The twins' name was Singleton. Miss Neal filed the action in 2022. Okay. The test was in 2023 in October. And by January 14th, just like Rickey Smiley said, now that is accurate, the judge basically ruled, you can see right here, I guess we're jumping ahead a little bit. Can y'all see? No. Served on 5/27/23. So issued on 12/21, served on 5/27, answer on 10/20/23, complaint denied. Because why? Well, you are not the father, right? The complaint, the paternity and child support was denied, dismissed without prejudice. You are not the father, sir. Okay. Alecia Neal versus Nehemiah. Okay. Deposed or disposed. Paternity case. Dismissed without prejudice. Judge Janine Hunt Hilliard.
Something that was so profound, and this to all of the negative stuff, because the news stations and all the news stations all over the country, man, they had a positive write-up about it. Bloggers gonna blog and say what they say and spin whatever they want to spin, but here's my response to listen to this from Pastor E. Dewey Smith Jr.
Mama told me one day, boy, I said, yes. She said, do me a favor, don't you ever argue with a fool. I said, why? She said, because the people traveling by won't be able to tell you which one of y'all is the fool. And it amazes me how we be responding to people and getting mad. Why? Listen, what somebody thinks about you is none of your business. If a person is talking smack and bugging about you, ask yourself this question. Does this person finance me? Does this person advance me? Does this person romance me? Does this person enhance me? If you don't enhance, finance, romance, or advance, why should I even spend any of my energies if you are not a part of my vision and where God has taken me, if you're not in my vision, why do I make time for you on my calendar? Some stuff you ain't got time to respond to, because the more you respond to that, the more it's keeping you from your destiny.
And ain't nobody finna keep me away from my destiny. That's real talk, and that's on my Facebook page. That's Pastor E. Dewey Smith, Greatest Travelers Rest Church, and a House of Hope now. And I just want to thank y'all for the opportunity. Thank y'all for being great.
Did he say that was some real talk? Girl, that's some real talk. Don't play with. Okay, girl, that's some real talk. Okay, sir. But the real talk that some of these pastors need to talk about, I don't care what they say. Can you please start telling some of these men to stop laying their seed everywhere and thinking it's cute just because you can cut a check, and then mad because people want to talk about it? Okay. Nobody asked him to tell us what he had been doing in his past. But whatever. Anyway, okay. Maybe that's enough. Okay, give me just a second, y'all. I'm trying to find that little picture. But y'all saw it on the DNA report, right? Yeah, I guess she took it down. They're so cute. Girl. Let me just email it to myself. Hold on. She probably was like, oops, I didn't realize this was going to be like a really big deal. Well, I guess it's not a really big deal,
God
but
will make a way.
he's made it into a deal. Maybe she did not realize that it would be like something that people would talk about, but I don't know. There's got to be a reason why they chose to keep it secret, right? Okay. All right. 1 second, guys. Let me let you finish since I'm searching for this picture real quick. Let me go back to this tab real quick.
Finance me. Does this person advance me?
And ain't nobody finna keep me away from my destiny.
He's tripping. Okay. All right. Okay, let me pull this up for you guys just to show you. Let's get here. Okay. So this was the petition to establish paternity and child support. Okay. Let's just get to this. Portia Hush. Okay. All right. All right. So come now, petitioner Alecia Neal, by and through her attorney of record, Catherine Hughes Jr., and shows this honorable court the petitioner Alecia Neal is now delivered one minor. So it is two. Each of these petitions are separate. So keep that in mind. So each child has a separate case. So even though they're twins, understand each individual is just because they're twins doesn't mean that they're just a catch-all in one filing. It's two separate filings for two separate human beings, right? That petitioner, Alecia Neal, has now delivered one minor child, namely Alyssa Singleton. So she gave that man's name, even though her name was Neal, who was born February 1st, 2019. The petitioner avers that the respondent, Nehemiah, is the natural father of said minor child. Girl, hold on a second. She said he is the father, y'all. Why did she say she was the father?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
She should have said something like she thinks that he's the father. The The petitioner averrs the respondent Nehemiah is the natural father of said minor child.
The lie detector determined that was a
Girl,
lie.
no, he is not. Okay. Girl. Okay. The petitioner and the minor child are bona fide residents and citizens of Jefferson County and are subject to jurisdiction of the court. Petitioner's address is blank. I redacted that. The respondent, Nehemiah, is a bona fide resident of the state of Georgia, and respondent can be served at blank. The respondent is a able-bodied man, and if determined to be the father to the child is subject to this petition, should be ordered to provide financial support. That the respondent is required to pay all debts related to the birth of the party's minor child. That the respondent be required to provide health insurance. Baby, you asking for a lot. And it's not even, they got the whole name Singleton. You didn't even give them Neal. You gave them a whole nother man's name. I wouldn't have been running to give support either. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the baby don't even have my name, how in the world are you calling me for a check? The respondent is required to health insurance, life insurance, wherefore premise considered the petitioner pays the following, the honorable court will an appropriate legal process made respondent the party. Hold on a second. I had to skip that because I just noticed something was redacted. That the respondent be required to pay all outstanding debts related to the birth of the minor child. That the respondent be required to pay child support pursuant to child support guidelines. The respondent be required to provide health insurance, life insurance, all of the things, Catherine Hughes, et cetera, right? So fast forward, spoiler alert. You guys already know this because we already know at the end of the day, this is the like the printout of the case. So this is it was dismissed without, can y'all see this? Okay, it was dismissed without prejudice. It was a paternity case, as you can see. Hold on a second. Okay. It was a paternity case, as you can see. Paternity. What type of case? Paternity case. Who is the judge? Judge Hunt Hilliard, right? And it was disposed how? Without prejudice. And why would you dispose it without prejudice? Because, baby, that's not your baby. Okay. And that was granted on against the party, Miss Neal. The court action dismissed without prejudice, okay, on 1/18/24. So that does match up with the timeline that what's his name said and Mr. Rickey Smiley stated, okay. The second party was Mr. Nehemiah, and this went by certified mail, served personally. And then complaint was denied on the 23rd. The case was eventually closed in January. That little Miss Neal was not the child of Sir. And that would be Alecia. And then you go over to, hold on. Allison. This is the other there. So it was two separate cases, obviously. And the cases are closed and they were dismissed without prejudice. And okay, so furthermore, let me just make sure everything over here is good. So over here, this is what Mr. Nehemiah asked for after it was determined that it was not, that the twins were not his. Girl, he wanted his money back, okay? I'm just going to keep this up and then I'm going to read from a different page. Because I don't want to scroll just in case. Let's see. Okay, so After it was determined that these were not his children, Sir wanted some of his money back. Comes now defendant Nehemiah in the above style cause by and through the attorney of record, Benita Jenkins, files a motion to reconsider as grounds. Therefore, the defendant states as follows: the above style cause last convened before the Honorable Court January 11th of 2024 for DNA testing results. Okay. The petition established paternity and child support be filed on behalf of the plaintiff in the above styled causes December 21st of 2022. The plaintiff filed an erroneous service return that stated service was made to the defendant's grandmother's address in the city of Montgomery, Alabama, when the defendant is a resident of Georgia. The plaintiff prematurely propounded requests for interrogatories and production of defendant without being granted leave or without the defendant being deemed the legal father of the minor children. That the answer and counterclaim motion for DNA testing and motion for objection to discovery objection to service was filed on behalf of the defendant October 20th, 2023. That in said counterclaim, the defendant requested to be awarded the costs incurred to pay for his attorney and the costs of this action and requested to be reimbursed for such by the plaintiff. That as a result of the testing, the defendant was declared not to be legally the father of the minors. Let me scroll up a little bit so y'all can see. The result, this is the motion of his lawyer because she wants to help Mr. Nehemiah reclaim some of his fees and some of his expenses due to this case because he's had to hire a lawyer. He's had to do several things that have cost him money. And as a result of this testing, the defendant was declared not to be the legal father of the minor children, Alecia and Allison. Okay. Are we following? As a result of said finding, the Honorable Court entered an order on January 11th dismissing the case. Okay. Scroll up a little bit. That as a result of said findings, the Honorable Court entered an order on January 11th, 2024, dismissing the case without addressing the issue of requested reimbursement of intern. Since you were on my ass for some money, and now I would like to be reimbursed because these are not even my kids. As a result of said findings, the Honorable Court entered an order on January 11th, 2024, dismissing the case without addressing the issue of the requested reimbursement of attorney's fees. Defendant avers that the plaintiff acted in bad faith and knew should have known. Okay, number 9, please. The defendant avers that the plaintiff acted in bad faith and knew or should have known the defendant was not the father of the minor children. And in addition, can I make sure everyone has hit the like button for me? You're tardy for the party, Victoria? Ricky better pay her so she can pay him. Okay. Because the receipts are there. I mean, all I did was go, I already showed Alabama girl. All you got to do is get it into that website and you're good and you can get all your paperwork. Okay. In addition, the defendant avers the minor child do not bear the last name. He's like, they don't even have my last name. Okay. In addition, the defendant avers. Fran, what does aver mean? Maybe assert or something like that. Let's see. Aver, state or assert. How did I know that? State or assert to be the case. So as a matter of fact, let's say it like that. Aver, assert, or state. Okay. In addition, are y'all following? Hold on, let me get my banner over here. Okay. Number 10. Well, maybe it was number 9. The defendant avers the plaintiff acted in bad faith. He's like, and knew or should have known the defendant was not the father of the minor children. 10. In addition, the defendant avers the minor children do not bear the last name of the plaintiff or, hello, he said, nor the defendant. Girl, you got me over here taking a DNA test. You should have known. Then on top of that, they don't have my name, girl. They don't even have your name. Hello? Baby. Stop playing with this man's lawyer, okay? The defendant is a resident of the state of Georgia and had to travel to the state of Alabama to attend said court here. Like, I was inconvenienced, okay? That further, the defendant had to miss time from work to attend said court hearings. The defendant said the defendant did have to pay the cost for an attorney due to the plaintiff filing actions against him and had to prepare for his defense in this cause. The defendant's attorney prepared and filed several pleadings on his behalf of the defendant for his defense. Finally, the defendant is requesting that the honorable court would consider its decision to include an award of attorney's fees to the defendant to be paid to the by the plaintiff. Okay. All right. Wherefore, premises consider the defendant praise this honorable court grant the following relief: grant the defendant's motion to reconsider attorney's fees, and that the defendant be awarded such other further and different relief which may be entitled in good conscience and equity. I believe it got denied. I mean, spoiler alert, I think it got denied. He did not get his fees back, and that could just be the cost of that dick. Okay. If you're going to be out here and you're not sure, or you're going to be laying and playing with not your wife, then maybe that's just the cost of, not knowing for sure. If you made an actual baby or twins or whatever you did, you know what I'm saying? So, motion was denied, I believe, let me see. I feel like I downloaded the whole entire case details. I believe, let's see. Go all the way down. The motion, it was denied on the 25th. It was denied. They did not approve his attorney fees. And that might have just been, you know what I mean? It's a civil action. He was found not, it was dismissed without prejudice, but I don't know what the judge's foundation for was on that. I would need to download her decision. But basically, maybe it was, okay, girl, it's giving Maury. Okay. And that's the receipts, guys. So for any of you who thought that part of the storyline was false and there was never a DNA test, she probably never filed child support, maybe they're just lying altogether. I mean, it is on the record that Nehemiah basically stated that he felt like she should have known, knew, or had known. Okay, let's see how she said it again. Because when he filed to try to get compensated back for some of his money, he said that she acted in bad faith, okay, and knew or should have known the defendant was not the father. On top of that, he's like, they don't even have my name. They don't even have her name, okay? So, part of the story has been fact-checked, okay? We have fact checked what we could fact check. Now, as far as Mr. Singleton, I don't know Mr. Singleton's situation. I understand that Mr. Singleton might have departed. He's a dearly departed from this earth. Um, all three of her kids had the same name of Singleton. Now Rickey Smiley is calling his girls Alecia and Allison Smiley. I don't know if that has been effectuated legally or that has just been stated for our benefit. And now he's calling them Smiley kids. I do not know. I would imagine he would probably want to change their names legally. But yeah, Miss Neal is with the shits. I'm sorry. Because at the end of the day, if you knew that they weren't, if you knew whose they were or whose weren't, I don't know. I don't know how you just give your kids somebody's name. And I don't know if she was married to that man or not, but if she was married to that man and had a boyfriend and a side dude, because Rickey clearly placed himself not as the boyfriend. He said Nehemiah was the boyfriend. So Rickey would be a side piece. And then maybe Mr. Singleton, I don't know who Mr. Singleton was. Yes, he needs to just hush because, you know, when I get to typing and get to looking into websites and things like that, that's not always the best, right? Because then people want to fact people. You guys asked me questions in the comments and then I got to go get an answer. It's like y'all, when y'all ask me a question, I want to give y'all the answer, right? Yes. You guys asked me in the comments and I had to come back with an answer because that's just what I do here, right? I do think Mr. Nehemiah needs some compensation for his frustration and aggravation and all of that. I do. Okay, that's what okay, make beauty forever. Okay. Now, I'm gonna let y'all go. What time is it? Okay, good. I have been so proud of myself this week. I am so on schedule and on time for everything. Look, guys, I do want to get into the hearing. I don't know if it's over. If it's over, the preliminary hearing for the unfortunate um passing of the young lady, Naziah Harris. I do want to get into that. This is a very interesting case on top of many others. There's so much going on right now. But this is a really sad story. Um, and they are in preliminaries right now. This happened in Detroit, Michigan. A young lady was unalived by a grown man. And I'm just reading some more about the case, but they're in like 2 or 3 days of preliminary hearing right now, but their first preliminary hearing was in November. So I'm going back to November, but I want to get into it with you guys because I'm not sure when the case is going to start. I guess once they get through preliminaries, they will set a trial date, but it's kind of like pre-trial, but it's one of these pre-trials where they are getting testimony and everything. So it's, you know, it's very sad, but it's interesting. And girl, I'm listening to day one. There's jail phone calls. There's everything. There's a lot going on here. So I feel like this is something Bougie Gang might be interested in. And also it's in the spirit of justice for this young lady. So, she deserves to have her case heard, even though it's brutal. And these are stories that we would rather not have even happen. Part of the justice is for people to know what happened. Okay. Cause you know, she should be here. She should be at school right now, you know? And I think we listen to so many cases. I feel like this young lady deserves to have her case heard and people for her, part of her justice isn't just him going to jail. It's, you know what I mean? And for us to learn and know what happened to her too. So It's with a heavy heart. It makes me so sad. She's such a cutie pie, and this guy seems to be an opportunistic uh sociopath type dude. But it's good that we hear these because someone's going to learn something and someone's going to get themselves out of harm's way by hearing these stories and knowing what's happened to other people. Someone's life will be saved. So anyway, I'm not going to get too much into it right now. I'm going to let you guys go because I got to handle my mom business, but I want to get into this either later today and listen to the first day of preliminary hearings because I feel like it's only an hour on the first day, which was November 1st. And I have that pulled up and I'm only like 13 minutes in, and his former business partner is on the stand who happens to be in jail too. Why, I don't know. And they just pulled up a jail phone call. I was like, oh, Bougie Gang's going to want to hear this. Okay. I think I just saw that. She looked absolutely crazy. Are you talking about that lady who looks like she had all kinds of deficiencies and deficits? uh I don't think, no, I talked to her earlier today and she's fine. She's in Vegas, but I'm sure the smoke is heading that way. I need to check. I have a sister in Santa Monica and a sister in LA near the Staples Center. We're not from California. How I ended up with two sisters in LA, baby, I do not know. Well, I do know. One of my sister's husband is an LA born man, and my other sister married a guy who lived in LA. So but yeah, it looks bad, but so far everyone I've checked in is okay. Um so is that the lady that looks crazy? Is that the one you're talking about, Sunshine? Sunshine, send me an email or send me an Instagram just so I know we're talking about the same person. I'm going to be honest, it's hard to cover everything unless we're just like dibbing dabbing and doing something different every day or every other day, but to like get in deep dive, you know what I mean? I wish I had the scope and scale of like a law and crime because they're damn near an official network. You know what I'm saying? I'm just one person with a not even part-time, like a middle schooler that helps me out for like an hour or two a week. Okay. So it's hard to cover everything. But definitely we can touch on some things, even if it's moving forward, providing like an hour of awareness on like what we're all watching, right? So but yeah, I definitely do. If you could send me a note to ask at Real Talk Bougie just to make sure, can you send me a link just to make sure I have what you're talking about specifically? I would really appreciate it because that helps me kind of like line up what I need to research and content. Because girl, I'm research, talent, graphics, marketing, you know what I'm saying? Customer service, girl, sis has to do it all. So any help you guys send me in terms of links and photos and all of those things, it's like it helps. Girl, yes. Yes. I was thinking about putting the Rickey Smiley stuff over there because this is a little bit more celebrity. So maybe moving forward, the Rickey Smiley stuff might end up over there because we do a lot more like cases and current events, news stories, stuff like that over here, is what it's seeming to be like. So we might start to see some of like the celebrity stories start to migrate to OSIP and like the real reality stories here. You know what I'm saying? Um but yeah, do I make it look easy? It's not. It's not. I mean, it's not hard because I love it. It's not hard because I love it and you guys are fun. And I really appreciate you guys sending me stuff. Some stuff I find on my own, but some stuff you guys do tip me off on some interesting stories. And it's almost not humanly possible for me to cover everything because I got to do the research. I got to pull the documents. And then Nesto is like 40-50% of the time. That's a lot too, but you love that for OSIP. Okay, so if we do if Rickey Smiley sees another update, it's going to be over there. Okay, because it's not a court case, even though we did go over some court docs today, so it was appropriate. But anything else more on like the gossip and tea, we're going to start to migrate gossip and tea over there, like Jen and CG. But Jen and CG is gossip and tea, but it's also court docs and stuff too, because Sir can't stay out of trouble. Okay, so a lot of what we do is just going to be where it's at, right? But you guys, I thank all of you guys for supporting. Just if you would subscribe to all of my channels, it makes it make sense, and it makes it a little less crowded, because I very much, when I go to people's channels, I like for it to make sense, like why I'm here, and even if it's just a topic, but they cover the topics in different ways, it just makes sense, right? So it looks a little less all over the place. Yes. Okay, guys, I love you guys. This was so much fun. If you guys enjoyed this tea drop today, a little bit of tea, a little bit of receipts, let me know by hitting the like button for me if you would. I really do appreciate that. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? I'm trying to figure out. What are you waiting for? Okay. Oh, I didn't drop the phones on this. Thank you for sending me a sticker. I appreciate that. I didn't set a goal today. And I appreciate you gifting me with a beautiful sticker. I appreciate that so much. You guys take care. Have a good afternoon. I might come back. If you guys want me to come back, let me know down in the comments. I'm sure I can find something for us to talk about. But this was on some Rickey Smiley DNA and paternity case results, or should I say paternity? I need to come up with a little catchier title. Maybe it's DNA, Rickey Smiley paternity case and DNA results denied. Okay. Something like that. I'm gonna have to fix the title. Anyway, guys, I love you guys. Hit the thumbs up for me. I appreciate it. It's a free way to support this work and this channel and this community. Okay. If you love this community, you love this content, go ahead. What was denied? Paternity, not for Rickey Smiley, but for Mr. Nehemiah. If you're just getting here, scroll back so you can see the receipts. You will not be disappointed. Okay. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you later. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. If you enjoyed your lunch, hit the thumbs up. Okay.